ASMR with Rubane.
Oh, hey! I didn't notice you guys. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the #1 Student Run podcast. You know how we do it on here, Illis. We've been teasing the ASMR episode.
I think we might as well just have every intro be an ASMR intro at this point.
This is not the ASMR episode.
There will never be a full episode. It's just a bunch of 30-second
30-second clips, and then maybe one day we'll put them all together for a big ASMR.
That'll be our episode, yeah. Anyway, today we have on sports media major communications, Vinnie Goldschmidt. Yeah.
Before you guys say, oh, you guys got another one of you up there, no, this is a fun episode. We have a couple of fun things planned, so stick around. We're gonna talk about the Super Bowl.
Let's just talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Let's just get right into it. Vinnie,
what do you think?
Speak your piece.
So, obviously, being a Philly sports fan, it was tough. That last call could have gone either way, but I feel like, in a game of that magnitude, you have to let it go. And don't even get me started on the grass. I've never seen that many people slip and fall, and I've been to a lot of water parks in my life. A lot of slip and slides, man. It was bad. And so I read about it. Apparently they painted the whole field for the aesthetic pleasure for the viewers. Obviously, it's the biggest game of the year. You want the viewers to think how great the field is. But I mean, you clearly saw guys were changing their cleats left and right. Everyone was basically swimming on the field.
Mm-hmm. They painted the green parts too, is what you're saying?
Yeah, so
the whole thing.
Yeah, obviously.
Damn.
So I thought when I was watching the first half, I thought it was just the logos and the ends and stuff like that. But then I was seeing you're seeing a guy rush off the edge, nowhere near the where the logo was, and he's slipping and falling. It was they were trying out a new kind of grass, so it might have been it might have been the paint, but yeah, dude.
I don't think the Super Bowl.
You should, if this is the biggest event of the year, and every other person wants to just sit down and watch this and have barbecues, because I know people go full on out for this, go super crazy, spend thousands of dollars.
I was one of them.
But I don't think this is the game to test it out on. Maybe one of the first games you test it out. You definitely don't want to do this anywhere near the semifinals.
Preseason or something. You don't need to do it now.
Do it at the Hall of Fame game, the preseason. Do it even try it with a different league, the NFL. There's the USFL, the CFL. There's a bunch of other leagues. Sign a contract with them to see if they can try it out, or just try it in the offseason. The biggest game of the year, and you're doing a trial run for something.
It's counterintuitive too, because you say they did it to make for the aesthetic viewing pleasure of the fans, but then when they watch the game, it's a shitty game.
You're seeing everyone slip. Yeah,
defense can't play defense. Everyone's slipping around. As you say, slip and slides. Essentially, it's. I was watching the game. It's frustrating too. I don't really have a dog in the fight, but I want a good game, and it was a pretty good game. But there's a lot.
I watched a whole 2 minutes of it.
You're seeing on every play, whether it's an edge rusher coming off the edge or a receiver going out for a route, someone's slipping, and clearly, something's wrong with the field. If it was one player or every once in a while, but if it's every play and it's a different player every time, it's not even that. It's also a health concern. What if a guy blew out his ACL or destroyed his ankle? There's more than just the aesthetic pleasure. You have to worry about player safety at a certain point.
That's a good point too. Yeah, Brain's done eating for
all good with his pizza now.
No, there's still more pizza left. I'm just gonna eat it after.
Are you gonna break out and get another one midway through?
You want to explain why? You said that.
What?
You said
this kid. I have a couple classes with him. I swear to God, this kid is always eating. We have a Thursday night class, and our teacher gives us a short little break in between. So he'll leave right at the beginning of break. We'll come back 20 minutes after the break. 5-course meal. We're talking a pizza, chips, a muffin, a soda. The whole works.
Vinny,
every
time.
time.
You know how many classes I have with him?
I can.
I'm eating.
Probably
all
it's
of them.
every class.
It's the thing is it's 3-hour long classes. I get bored.
So eating's your go-to.
For me, it's because of how active I am too. I'm in the gym, I'm on the rugby field, and then after that, I'm trying to get my endurance up. So I'll be bike riding because I would be running, but right now because of my hip flexor, it hurts to run.
Right.
So I've been doing a lot of cardio, especially in this last couple of weeks. So my body's we need more fuel.
You need carbs.
I need the carbs, and it's even then I'm dropping in weight like crazy.
Yeah.
You see how much I eat. I'm dropping in weight like crazy.
Yeah. And there's a different vibe in class eating. I don't know why. It just makes the class so much more chill and more tolerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does give you something to like think about and be
And it's like
distracted by.
Yeah.
we have that 3-hour class where it's the film class where we watch a film.
What are you gonna do while you're
Get
watching
your
the movie?
get some popcorn.
I think we're gonna do that tonight. We're gonna
I'm
get
looking
some
at Corey
popcorn,
while
yeah.
he's having his little meal.
get some popcorn, get a blanket, maybe some boxes of candy. Make
I'm
it a
gonna bring popcorn today. Are you in that class?
Nah,
No, he's
nah.
not.
No.
Get some freshly popped. You're gonna go to like a nearby movie theater and be like, can I get a bucket of popcorn and then come back?
Should I?
might as well.
Might as well
I
at that
mean,
point. Free refills. like,
Music
in
is
the
not
break,
that far away.
might as well, dude.
But yeah, I heard that you're kind of on your own weight loss journey too. You're kind of working on your fitness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen you in the gym.
Yeah. So we talked about it a little bit before the podcast, but freshman 15. For me, it was freshman 25. It happens. Meal
Yeah.
plan. You're just eating snacks the whole time, and so I banged up my shoulder from playing baseball for so long. So I wasn't healthy in my arm, so I wasn't lifting. So I went home for winter break. Cousin ribs me out immediately. He's like, "Oh, freshman 50, right?" And I'm like, "All right, there needs to be a change."
50.
I weighed it. I
Dude.
weighed in like probably about a week before we came back. 250. I'm like, I'm not happy with this. Like something needs to change. Got my shoulder cleared, so I was cleared to go back to lifting. So I was like, all right, let me get on a lifting program. Let me start eating a little cleaner. So I've been doing that. I'm happy with the results I've had.
Yeah.
Like I've been giving myself like cheat days here or there because like I've done it before where you just lock in for 3 months of just like calorie deficit, eating super clean, and then like after that you start to go back to like a normal eating routine, and then you kind of pig out again, and then you kind of lose all that progress. So I've been trying to like be smarter with eating healthier,
Okay.
lifting, giving myself, if I'm feeling extra short, I'm not going to lift. Just kind of getting better at that because early in high school and like even throughout high school, definitely something I did not do properly.
Okay. I mean, that's something I could speak a lot about because I actually gained a lot of weight over quarantine 2020.
Did we all?
That was my time between high school senior year and freshman year of college. I gained a lot of weight, and of course after that was me sitting at home eating home cooked meals, and then I came here, and then again we're in this whole like quarantine type like college experience where it's like you're not going out, there's not many events happening, you become friends with like a couple of people on your floor, and then you just chill out with them for the rest of your time. And like my friends that like are still my friends are like people that I met on that floor, and we just lived together. After that we lived together in the house. Whoa, that's a burp. And now like we're all like neighbors and stuff, so it's like I was in that thing, and of course, like you said, the food is like it's college food, like, and especially in quarantine, there wasn't that option of all these options that you have now in our cafeteria.
So you get like 3 things.
Like we got like the thing that was there to eat that I was eating every single day was cheeseburgers. 3 meals a day, I would eat cheeseburgers, and if you got there early enough, there would be like there might be like pasta sometimes or something,
but like not a lot of variety.
Not a lot of variety. So like and it was just very unhealthy food, and I was gaining a lot of weight. It got a little better like our second semester, and then second year it got way better, but like legit for that first year I just gained so much weight that I was almost at a triple XL.
Yeah, luckily
that's worse.
I was like a large coming in. I had to get like a lot of XL shirts, which was like that's a little demoralizing.
Yeah.
But like obviously cutting weight, so I'm starting to squeeze back into some of these larges. Who loves it. The people I envy the most though, the people who can eat and eat and eat, can't put on a pound.
Bro, I know a guy like that. It's the most disgusting. Not disgusting, but like in
It's
my head, I'm
annoying.
like, how can you do that? It's like
You talking about me?
What?
You talking about me?
No,
Because we
no.
just started talking about how much I eat so much.
no,
like,
you work it off though.
Yeah.
We're talking about people that just like eat and eat and eat, don't do anything,
no,
and
they
don't
don't
gain
gain
any
weight. Yeah.
I'm like, bro, when I was in high school, I was like very regimented and everything. I couldn't eat anything. I ate 1 chocolate bar and I gained 10 pounds. I'm like, I don't know how this correlates in that sort of aspect. But like, I had a friend who was like that, and he'd just pig out the entire day, and he was like 150. You know what I mean? He was like
I had the issue of like where I started gaining weight when I was around like 12. After I came to America, I was like, actually it was right before I came to America. I think I was around maybe 10ish, maybe 9. Like I started gaining a little weight, but around the age when I got into like high school, I was good for my first-ish year, but like middle school was bad for me. And high school first year, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of slimming down. I guess like maybe because like gym class, you have it like we had gym class 3 times a week, 3 days in a row. It's just a weird schedule that we ran. So I was moving around a lot more, but then came the time of summer, And of course, I'm not doing anything. I go out, I played Yu-Gi-Oh with my friends. We would like go outside and play Yu-Gi-Oh. We would, because like our parents were like, go outside, go play. We'd play Yu-Gi-Oh. We'd play hide and seek and like stuff like that. We're not running around that.
You'd be a little active.
A little
but not a
active,
ton.
yeah. I never got into sports when I was young because I always sucked at them. Like basketball, you got to know how to aim and shoot. I was just big. I didn't have any like power behind us. I was just like, couldn't do it properly. And like I would get tired super quickly. Yeah. And then after a while, it went from me being, when I was younger, like being like super active all the time to like me now in my teenager years, like just like super non-active. Yeah. It wasn't until like I went through my first breakup where I was like, nah, we get in the gym, bro.
And he's not looked back since. Rubane, I think Rubane's a good inspiration when it comes to. I mean, we talk about it so much in the podcast, but when it comes to like turning around, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
you're on like a tough trajectory, and then what was the date? December 14th or something?
It was December 14th.
So yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah. So my breakup happened in November, and I just stopped doing everything. I just sat in my room. For 3 weeks later, my roommate comes into my room and he goes, "Get up, we're going to the gym." Because I went to the gym with him. I would like lift weights here and there, but I wouldn't do anything big. Like I wouldn't do a lot of cardio. I was still eating like garbage, like stuffing my mouth with every single thing like that's unhealthy. But then I was like, you know what? Teach me, and then I'll take stuff seriously. And he was like, you said that last year, you didn't do it. I was like, no, this time it's different. He was like, all right. So he gave me a whole workout program. We go back for break. I walk in there, I get my membership. December 14th, I take a picture of myself in front of Planet Fitness mirror. It was like the squat rack. I take a picture right there if I find it, if you want to like include it in there. And then I go, I'm going to change my life. We come back, I'm like 10 to 15 pounds lighter. I'm hearing people go like, yo, you're like skinny. I'm like, oh, I didn't change my diet that much. I just cut out chocolate, cut out soda. I've been drinking just water and home cooked meals. But now I'm back here. It's going to be hard. So I went on the hardest thing I could, keto.
Dude, I couldn't imagine going. Like,
dude, it was so difficult. I was angry all the time. I was just like, and then like I wasn't in full keto either. I was eating a little more carbs, but I was on very low carbs.
Right.
But and then like after a while, it's just things happen, you know, like relationships start, and then after a while it's changed into this like powerlifting thing, which is what I'm going on with now. But last year, looking at me last year at 250 and right now, like last year at 240, right now at 240, way different.
That's one of the things that I think is important too. So obviously, like I said, I cut weight and I'm happy with seeing the number on the scale. But at the end of the day, for me, it's not what the number is on the scale. It's how I look and how I feel. I could be 250 from winter break and 250 now, and if I'm 250 and look in the mirror and I'm okay with myself, I could care less about the number on the scale. It's about how I'm feeling. Like over break, like there'd be times after I'd like eat like a big dinner, like the next day, I just feel terrible. I'm like, this isn't fun. Like I don't feel good. And like I said, the number on the scale, it's good now to see like it's helping me lose weight. It's helping me kind of keep track of, you know, my progress. But at the end of the day, the number's not that important. It's about how you feel and if you're okay with how you look. Like me, I've always said I've never wanted to have like chiseled 6-pack abs. I'm on the dad bod grind. That's what I'm going for. Because like having abs is if like you really want to look good, consistent. So like you're not eating carbs. You're just like you have to be like super consistent.
Abs are made in the kitchen. That's what.
Exactly. Like me, like I don't want to do that, dude. I'm from an Italian household, dude. My mom makes the best meatballs, like the best Italian food. Like I want to be able to enjoy that every once in a while. Like maybe not every day, because clearly you saw what I did over winter break. But you know what I mean? Like
what's the point of living if you can't?
Exactly.
What's the point of living if you can't have good food? Is what I'm saying. Yeah, like
I feel like you can eat like that and still be. You can have a 6-pack, but you won't be like fully shredded. Yeah. Because there's like levels to this. Like a lot of people don't understand is that when you're around like body fat percentage, like the lower you are, the more you'll see. Like everyone has abs. You just can't see it because either they're not like developed enough or you're just not like skinny enough. Like, by skinny I just mean like your body fat percentage, because I could be big. Like C-Bum's 250. His body fat percent, you're not gonna say he's a fat guy.
No,
but you're not gonna say he's a skinny guy either. But his fat percentage is probably like a body fat percentage was probably like around like I don't know, like 6, like even lower than that. Something for like the Olympia. Like you see this man's like veins, you see like his like every like piece of muscle fiber.
It's like scary, man. Like a paper cut, he's gone.
Oh yeah. Like, what are your opinions on like the veins? Because like for me, like I like seeing like arm veins, but like some of the like the power lifters and stuff like that, you see their veins on their back, on their chest. Like me, I like seeing like the arm vein like after like a pump, but like after that, like I don't want to see all these other veins.
When I start, as soon as like I start doing any like type of lifting, I have a vein that pops up right up here. That and then my arm veins come in, and I have veins in like my legs as well that just pop out. I'm like, yo, that's cool, but like some of those like big veins that you're talking about, that's kind of like I kind of don't want that.
That's like almost like a little scary.
Yeah, it's that scares me. It's like, is my body okay? But I mean, yeah, definitely you're okay, especially if you're getting checked out by a doctor and stuff. But like, it's just after a while, like it's weird. Like if you have those, and I have them for a long time, but like right now, if I were to do this, like I'm able to see my veins right now.
Yeah.
When I was like bigger, I could not. Like a year ago, I could not see veins. So like, it's weird. Like when you get into this sport, it's a sport. It's a lifestyle after a while. It's kind of like I'm doing two like activities that are a lifestyle. Like coach told me yesterday, he was like, rugby's not like other sports. It's a year-round sport. Like you got football season, you got baseball season. Rugby's year-round. It's a lifestyle. Like bodybuilding and powerlifting is a year-round sport. So it's like, what do you think about this? Like, do you think you'll ever get into full-on bodybuilding?
Maybe not full-on bodybuilding. Maybe changing like my lifting program to be more like a powerlifting style or something specific. But like bodybuilding, like all respect to those guys. Like the guys who do it, they're dedicated. But like I said, I don't want to do that, dude.
Yeah.
Like I like lifting, but
there's
also
different levels to it. So. Yeah.
Like obviously, like I'll lift to stay strong to have like a nice little summer body, the whole spiel. But for the most part, like I said, Italian household. I love to eat. That's one of my favorite things to do. So like
I'm from an Indian household. We like, it's like, bro, like there's a lot of oily stuff. It's good too. But like recently, I've just been like, I avoid eating things. So, like I don't even want it. If it's something that's too oily, like I was talking to you guys about pizza being too oily. It's like if it's too oily, I don't want the pizza anymore. The reason I get this pizza is because there's little to no oil on it.
And because it's quick.
And it's quick-ish. Yeah. Like I go upstairs, grab it, come downstairs, eat it, and just like.
And then go up back and get another one, and then go up and get another one.
No matter how fast it is, it's still half an hour late, Rubane.
But what do you think? Do you think you'll ever like us? We're already kind of like we got our foot in. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Do you think you'll ever like try it out?
I think I had my time. Like my entire life growing up, I was an athlete, so I was always in and out the gym, on the field, and whatnot. Yeah. And I mean, it was a fun lifestyle. You know, you made a lot of good friends, and I look at myself in the mirror and I was like, hell yeah. But I enjoy eating food. I really enjoy, and I also enjoy my time off because everything going on, senior in college, I'm working full time. I just don't have the time for the gym. I know that's a lame excuse, but you're like, oh, there's always time. But like time off is time in my opinion.
For me, it started as a way of coping. Like when it first started in December 2021, it started with a way to cope with losing someone I cared about. Like I know like people are in relationships for a long time. I was in this relationship for like almost a year. Like we were legit like I think 3 weeks out of the year. Like out of like our first year, like so like I was broken over this, like I was skipping classes. I failed. I almost failed my classes. Like it's because they sent us home a week before classes ended, and it's that week before classes ended. I just was like, no, I can't fail.
You were kind of like
I like my mind just switched, and it was just like I grinded that whole week, got all my assignments in. Got a decent GPA, and then right after that, I was like, we're working out. I got a gym membership, started working out. And it's a switch. Like, it just clicks in your head. And for me now, like, a year into doing it, it's no longer about being healthy. It's about, like, getting peace. It's like, because, like, when I have 300 pounds on my back, and I'm about to squat 300 pounds, I'm not, like, I don't care about anything else. I care about getting this weight up. Like, my mind's clear. Like, I've, like you might have seen TikToks where there's like noises, and then as soon as the weight comes on, quiet. That's me. I have my music on. I have thoughts like they're going in my head. I have mental thoughts in my like what. It's a think of our song called Relapse. Wait, it's not. Wait, was it called Relapse?
Yeah, that's Relapse.
Because name changes, but we won't get it. But it's like there's so much noise in my head, and as soon as I'm under the weight, it's all quiet.
It's almost like it's therapeutic.
Bars and weights are therapy. Yeah, that's another song. That other lyric from a song that we wrote.
That one's not out yet.
No, but Yeah, I understand that aspect of it. I think for
Yeah.
me, that's like music. You know, I just lose
Music, yeah.
myself in like an album or something.
Yeah.
You know, you all get it. But, like, I just put on some good headphones, jam out in peace. And even like editing the podcast too, I think that kind of brings peace to myself because I'm just like going through and just.
Yeah. No,
know?
editing brings me peace. It's like when I'm editing, it's like it's me in this video. It's nothing else. There's nothing else to think about, and it's just I'm gonna go through this video, make the best of it that I can. Yeah. But what's your like? Do you have a weight goal that you want to meet?
I mean, I talked about this with my roommate yesterday. If I had to put like a number on it, maybe like 210, 215.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's a goal for now. Like I said, the number on the scale at the end of the day doesn't really
doesn't
mean anything to me.
matter,
If I'm feeling good and if I look at myself in the mirror and like I look good, because like I've even seen like the progress over the month or so we've been back, and I'm looking, I'm like, my shoulder muscle didn't look like this before. My legs look a lot better than before. Whatever it is. So seeing that,
Take pictures.
I did need to start taking pictures.
Dude, that is the biggest regret I had. I did not take
enough pictures.
I took a picture like once a month.
Yeah.
I regret not doing it every single day or every single week. Because there's so much change. Like, I'll be like, oh, that's a picture of me in December, January, February, March, April. And I think I have like 2 pictures in April because like I changed from the start of April to the end.
Yeah.
I'm like May, June, July. I'm like, I wish I took more pictures.
Yeah. That's also like one of the things about like being heavier is like, not that you're afraid of taking pictures.
Yeah.
But you don't like the way that you look in the mirror. So you kind of shy away from taking pictures. But when you start to see results, then you start taking pictures more frequently. So that's something I probably should have done. I can't go back in time.
No, yeah.
Well, unless you guys have a time machine in there.
I mean,
Comment down below if you have a time machine. Yeah.
But
let's try this time.
but
travel.
yeah.
let's try this out. I was going to be like, yo, who told him about the time machine?
But yeah, like
How's the DeLorean?
That's definitely like, even like after the gym, like I'll look in the mirror and I'm like, this looks good. Like I'm happy with the progress I'm seeing. And it's just like each day, just like getting a little bit better. That's all it is.
See, I'm bad at that. I'm bad at being like, I'm happy with the progress I've made. Because I'm like, my girlfriend's called me out on it. My friends have called me out on it. They're like, why aren't you happy with your progress? I'm like, because I could always be better. I could always be stronger, skinnier, like more muscular. And it's like, I think my girlfriend was like, you're doing the podcast, you're doing rugby, you're like student. Like this has gone beyond just being a school podcast. This is like something that we're fully invested in. I just love doing this thing. Yeah. And like doing YouTube, doing and then on top of that, just like bodybuilding, powerlifting, power building. That's also a term. That's when you combine bodybuilding and powerlifting. And it's like I'm doing all that. I'm not satisfied. I'm like I could do more. Like are you like that?
Definitely to an extent. Saying like you're always your biggest critic. And like there's definitely to an extent, like I'll lift and I'll be like, I'm not lifting as heavy as I should. So like there's points where there's frustration, even outside of lifting, just in general.
Yeah.
But at the same time you have to, and this is something I've learned obviously as I've gotten older, is just even though you may not be happy, like it's not where your end goal is, you have to be happy with the little successes. Because if you keep like chipping away at yourself at like being like, that's not good enough, eventually you're gonna hit your breaking point, and then you might just kind of be like, well, F it, I'm done. Like I'm not gonna. So like that's the thing is like as much as like I look at myself now, this isn't where I want to be in 3-4 months. Yeah. But a little bit at a time, just be like, all right, I'm happy with what I've done so far, and just continue to be like, be happy with yourself. Like be happy with the slight little progress you're making. Not like I said, not where you want to be at, in 3 months, but where you're at now, still be happy with where you're at.
I think that's a good point you make, especially with in combination with like the scale doesn't matter, the numbers don't matter. Like it's all about what you think of yourself, and I think that's a problem that I've tried to overcome over the past few years. Like gaining a ton of weight, it's like I look at myself, I'm like I don't look how I used to, but accepting that this is me, and again, as you say, every little change, you're like maybe I'm not perfect, but like no one's perfect, right? Yeah. So it's accepting of your own. Of yourself.
Yeah, and it's also like you can't just like you're never gonna be the same person you were a year ago, 2 years ago. Same thing that the person you are today isn't gonna be the person you are a year from now, 2 years from now. It's just continuing to have progress. It doesn't matter if it's lifting, your job, sports, whatever it is. Just continuing to have progress and be happy with yourself. That's just kind of what it comes down to at the end of the day.
And always having a better tomorrow, right?
Exactly. And like I feel like somehow each episode just goes into some sort of like self-improvement talk, and I don't know, like what do you think about like us talking about like this and just like our journeys with it? Because I know this was something you did a lot in the past, and now you're just like I'm happy with where I am.
Yeah, I kind of just focused more on like, I don't even know how to say it. Just like focus on like my career and like my friendships instead of like trying to like lose weight or bodybuild or whatnot. Which I respect people that do that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like the way I decided to go, I was like, I'm gonna focus on different parts of my life. You know?
Everyone's journey is different. Everyone's journey is different too.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
right now, I'm in like the point where like I want to focus on lifting.
Yeah.
Jason's path is very different. Your path is very different. Everyone has their different paths. To each his own. Like if that's what you want to do, fine. But like, just be happy with what you're doing.
And our paths still come together right here, right now.
Yeah.
You know, so like no matter what you do, we're all
on
we're
right
all
now,
like I feel like in a way we've all ended up in the place that we needed to be.
Yeah.
Like
on the world's greatest podcast right here.
I mean, yeah,
the universe, bro.
Universe, my fault. Universe.
Yeah, where we go from we go from the Eagles game to
bodybuilding to universe's greatest podcast.
But you know I'm using the Eagles for the title.
Oh yeah, we got to bring the Eagles in somehow. But Chiefs won.
All right.
All right, Vinnie, you got
our first guest to walk out.
you got 2 minutes, Vinnie. Give us a rant right now. Give us your entire thoughts.
4 minutes. Okay.
2 minutes from
2 minutes. Go right now.
Yeah, give us a 2 minute
about
rant.
the birds.
Yeah,
just whatever you want to say.
I mean, just it's
wait.
Okay, go.
You're trying to have me do a rant after.
Oh, Cam's timing you, bro. You gotta go.
Oh, he's timing you.
I mean, it was terrible. Like, I mean, the Eagles. I even said didn't matter who won the NFC Championship between the Eagles and the Niners. Whoever was winning was gonna win. And all props to Mahomes and the Chiefs. But I mean, as per usual, the refs make it about themselves. That's in any sport. You look at baseball, basketball. The refs make it about themselves, and that's why, as stupid as it is, I am someone who is so for automated referees. Automated umpires. Like, I know a lot of leagues have like started implementing it. It's because these refs have too big of egos and try and make the big moment about themselves. And referees don't need it. Referees, you get paid to officiate. It is not about you. When you watch a Lakers game and LeBron is on the court, it is not about you. It is about LeBron, the GOAT. My GOAT, not Jordan, LeBron, my GOAT. Anyway, but that's one thing. I hate referees because they make the moment about themselves. Could have gone either way, sure. Juju wasn't going to catch the pass, but the referees in the biggest game of the year, in the best, in the biggest moment, biggest game of the year, biggest play of the game at that point, make it a little bit about themselves. He wasn't going to catch it. There was no need for the penalty. I know Bradbury came out and said, "Oh, I hold him." It was because PR told him to. Shut up, then. But referees can't stand them. I genuinely can't. How much time do I have left? 40 seconds. I don't need the 40 seconds. Referees are terrible. Period. End of it.
I think it's interesting the point you make. They make it about themselves because now the story is on the call. Referees making the call and less about like the plays themselves, you know?
Yeah. What do you think about the call that got like the touchdown taken away from the Chiefs? This was like around like 21 and they jumped up.
Yeah. So watching it, and this is one of the rules that I hate, is they said he didn't fumble. And it was against my team, and I'll even say one of the rules is like you have to catch it, you have to maintain the catch, take 2 steps, and then make what's called a football move. What defines a football move?
We'll figure that out in the second half of this episode.
So, Vinny, you want to call us out into the break?
What do you want me to say?
Like, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey guys, we're just taking this moment to talk about TVM, Marywood student-run news station.
They broadcast every Friday while school is in session.
The reporters create stories for all ages and their interests, such as local news, sports, and campus events.
They also have timely pop culture segments, one being a commentary on the 2022 Oscars.
They also have reoccurring segments titled Mental Health Matters.
Here, students and faculty get together to talk about the importance of mental health.
Check them out on YouTube at TV Marywood.
So the foot thingy.
The football move?
Yeah, the football. No, the foot placement thingy.
Out of any way to bring it back in.
That's
foot thingy.
Talk about
So that's the thing that's super, like, there's a gray area. Like, what defines a football move? It's like, so obviously you have to maintain the catch. You have to take 2 steps.
Yeah.
Then you have to make a football move. He caught it. He took 2 steps. He didn't get the chance to make a football move. He got obliterated and fumbled the football. Like I said, it was against my team. So I'm happy the call came back. I'm happy there was no fumble 6. But at the same time, it probably should have.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Because that That's one of the parts where I was like, what is this? Like, I don't really care about like sitting and watching games. Like, if it's like my friends playing in a game, I'm interested because I'm like, I want to know how my friend does. But like sitting and watching like a professionals game, I don't really care much.
You're saying you didn't have any friends on the Super Bowl?
Yeah, you're not friends with Pat Mahomes?
What?
Come on, dude. What are you doing?
You can't talk.
No, he's friends with Jackson Mahomes. That's what.
Yeah. Who's that? Who's Jackson Mahomes?
His brother, big TikTok
I
sensation.
said we were gonna get him on the pod. Remember, I was supposed to DM him. I forgot to DM
big,
him.
Yeah, come on, you're a producer, man.
Big TikTok boy, which is kind of ironic. I know I saw it. I don't know if you guys seen it. Yesterday, Juju Smith-Schuster, wide receiver for the Chiefs. And favorite thing, big TikTok boy, Cam's telling me, loves running his mouth. And so obviously with yesterday being Valentine's Day, posted a Valentine's Day meme, and it was a picture of James Bradbury, and it was, I'll hold you in the biggest moment, or in the most important moment, when it matters most, something like that. And, you know, Philly, the Eagles did not take that nicely. AJ Brown was the first one I saw. I didn't see a ton of other ones. Like immediately I saw it pop on my phone, Bleacher Report. I said, all right, cool. Probably like 5 minutes later, I see AJ Brown respond like, oh boy. So he's like, oh, congratulations. He's like, oh, he basically was like, you're a bum. TikTok boy, Pat Mahomes saved your career. But again, good job on the ring. It's like, that's the thing is obviously there's two aspects of it. There's Juju and, you know, his whole thing. But if you look at like the Kelsey brothers and all that, like that was one of my favorite things to see. And like I've even watched stuff today. They have their podcast. I think it's called like New Lights or something. So they do a podcast every week. And you could just tell when they brought up like how emotional they were. He started like crying on the podcast because it was like such a great moment. And then not to make it ruins it after the fact, but like Juju doing something like that, like there's no need, dude. Like Bradbury's already like beating himself up on it. There's no need to, you know, go out and go on social media and do something like that. Like that sounds like a low class move.
I feel like if like you beat a team, like why are you gonna go rub it in the face? Like,
Exactly.
you already won something that I guess like you guys have been training like a whole year.
Yeah.
For. I don't know.
Well, your whole life.
Talking a lot of shit
Yeah.
for a man in the last 8 games to only have 3 receiving like catches.
Yeah, and it's also like you
Super Bowl is the first time he had like over 3 completed.
and you also look at it like you look at everyone else on the Chiefs. Andy Reid's giving props. Travis Kelce's giving props. Pat Mahomes. Everyone is like showing respect.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Juju doing this. It's like, bro, read the room. Like there was no disrespect going towards you or your team at all.
Especially 2 days after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like bro, like have some class. Like it's just a little bit, dude. Like come on now.
Yeah, it's like now that I'm playing rugby, now that I'm playing a sport, it's like if we win against a team, I'm not gonna go up to them and be like, yo, we won against you guys. What are you gonna do next? I'm gonna be like, yo, it was a good game. And if they win against us, I hope they do the same thing. It's like there's no reason. You like everyone's worked hard enough to like get here.
Yeah.
Like your whole team has. There's a reason you guys are in the biggest game that's watched, and everyone's paying attention to it. There's no point.
It's even like during the like when I would growing up playing sports, I would chirp, dude. I'm a loudmouth. I'm like,
You think?
When you're when you're on the field, it's acceptable.
It's a different
thing.
But after the game, especially when you see all your teammates showing respect, like after the game, when I chirp during the game, after the game, if they give me, dude, I'd give them props every single time. I would not have an issue with it.
No, yeah.
But then it's like, you know, why are you gonna go out here?
As soon as the final call's made, the winner's decided. Shut up.
You would leave everything on the field.
Exactly.
leave everything on
After,
the field.
dude, and that's why you see after almost every NFL game, they go out there, they dap each other up, jersey exchanges. It's all like almost all the time. There's the occasional like scuffle. Most of the time, it's good blood. Like no one's leaving on bad blood. It's just like.
And I get it. Sometimes you yell at your own teammates because they're not doing something proper. Like we had a practice last week, and then the guy hasn't showed up to practice and because he went home over the weekend, and he was like, I talked to him right now, and he was like, dude, I completely lost that last practice. Because it was like, I get it. Like coach split us up into 2 teams, and our team wasn't performing as well as the other one. I mean, granted, our whole side had a refresh with like maybe like 2 guys that know what they're doing. Yeah. Everyone else is brand new, including me. I'm a brand new player to it. And he was like, he was talking to me. He was like, dude, yeah, completely lost that last practice. And he was like, I gotta say that right now, and I'm like, thank you for admitting, but like at the same time, I understand you're on the field.
Yeah.
So it's like when I'm like, I know that when I'm on the field, I'm a shit talker, dude. Like, I will talk all this shit on the field. But as soon as the game's called, I'm like, yo, that
you're
was
cool.
That was fun. That was good.
Yeah.
Like, when I was like fully out of, like when I was like super out of shape, we did like a basketball tournament. You know, the school hosts basketball tournaments.
Oh yeah.
Me and my friends
The
went
poster
in.
boy for it right here. On both pictures.
Oh yeah. The black and white one and the color. But I didn't score any points. I was out of shape. I was breathing heavily in like 2 minutes into like 30 seconds into it. I was shit talking. I'm a shit talker while we're on the field. But like as soon as the game's called, we lost.
Cool. Yeah.
We lost. I didn't continue shit talking. I was like, yo, you guys are really good out there.
Yeah.
That's what I said to the other team. And it's like, if I could do that as like college kid, as a professional, you should be able to like
who's
Exactly.
making millions to
yeah.
play a game.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously at an advanced
We're
level.
paying
but-
money to play.
Yeah.
They're getting paid to play.
Yeah, so keeping it with like Marywood Sports, I want to get into this. So Vinny, you kind of started your own sports broadcast here for Marywood
Yeah.
Sports. Like, tell us a little bit about like what goes into it and like why you started it to begin with.
So obviously looking at Marywood, go on like the Marywood EDU website. So you look at your major, all that. And I've always wanted to be in sports media. I mean, like growing up, there's nothing I've really cared about more than sports. Like some people have their passions in, biology and math. Pops for them. Could never be me. Like could never really get into it. So obviously looking into here on the website, there was a picture of, I think it was Brendan Murphy, who actually just followed me on Instagram. Thanks, Brendan. But he was broadcasting. I was like, oh, that was cool. Last semester, kind of wanted to get easy in. Obviously, first semester at college, wanted to like get a feel for everything. Not overload myself. So obviously I did the radio, I did Woodward, and wrote sports articles. So I got a feel for everything on top of my classes. And then when this semester came around, I was like, it would be cool if like next year we can, do a basketball broadcast. That'd be awesome. So I brought up with Kim and she's like, oh yeah, I'll look into it. Next day, email. All right, I talked to the AD. We're good to go. I'm like, okay. So right now, both of you are in this class with me, sportscasting. Yeah, we have a lot of people in here.
Mostly all
Basically, everyone in here is in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he talked about like some of the preparation, Mr. Marco, that is, he does like for his broadcasts. So I did some of that for the first game, and the first game, it went good. I did my research for that. I did like a spot sheet. They gave me a ton of stat sheets already. So it was a lot of like kind of looking at like the athletics page, looking at what they've done, where they're from. Just so like when you're in the broadcast, there's going to be times where it's kind of dead.
Yeah.
Ball goes out of bounds, guys shooting a free throw. You want to not have dead silence and repeat yourself. So you're like, all right, so-and-so's from, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and he's shooting 78% on the year from the line. So just kind of have those things. And then as I've continued to do it, my notes have gotten more advanced. So maybe instead of just doing the Marywood website, I'm going on that and then the Atlantic East. And then if we have a player who's, top 10 in Division III, I'll put that down.
Yeah.
So-and-so's number 3 scorer in all of Division III basketball. Or Marywood as a whole is, the number 1 overall assisting team or something like that. So it's just kind of like doing a lot of research, which, growing up, my best friend was like Baseball Reference and, like NFL.com, like going on those websites and just deep diving player stats for hours. Cause that was just something I really enjoyed doing. So even though it's technically doing work and doing preparation, like it's nothing really new to me. I've kind of been doing it for a long time, basically my whole life for the most part. Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a continuation of one of your passions,
Yeah.
one
Now
of
you
your,
gotta
one of your
do
hobbies.
Now you got to do a live broadcast about rugby. I
Dude.
don't know how that would be
so-
possible.
So here's the thing is because my main sport that I've loved is baseball.
Yeah.
And so I talked to the communications director for the athletics. I was like, can I do baseball? Like, yeah, you have to do softball because of Title IX. And I have no issue doing baseball or softball or any sport, realistically. The only problem that comes into it is where the location is. So the basketball court, they obviously have the Wi-Fi and all the stuff in there for that. For like baseball and softball, because it's outside. One, there's the elements. So like the elements are, if it's pouring rain, like stuff's going to get destroyed. Or like 30-mile-an-hour winds. It's not like we're in, a really great area. We're in the mountains where it's cold all the time. It's windy. It's like stuff's going to get blown over.
Yeah.
Like stuff's going to get destroyed.
At least we're not in Canada.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would want to be in Ohio?
But and there's
Look at
also
you,
the fact
Russ.
of like where it's located with like Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So like they're not going to be able to have the service for everything to load.
Yeah.
Believe me, if I could broadcast any sport, I would do it. I would do baseball, softball, basketball. If we had a football team, football, soccer, rugby. Dude, I'll do esports. I don't know anything about esports, and I'll broadcast esports, and I'll be out there screaming, having a great time the same way I'm doing the basketball broadcast.
Yeah.
Like anything. Like
I feel like if we had like broadcasts for stuff like soccer and rugby, because it's like very contact heavy sports. Same thing with lacrosse.
Yeah.
Very contact heavy. You'd had fun.
yeah.
Like because you're getting hyped because
Yeah.
you see men tackling each other and like you're like, yo.
Well, it's even like for basketball, you see like, you know, it's a 6-point game, 30
Yeah.
seconds left. One of our guys hits a 3. I'm going crazy at the scores
Oh,
table. I'm like,
yeah.
4-3, good! Just like going ballistic. And it's like, I find that to be fun. Like, I find that to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Because like, and it's like, imagine someone like a broadcaster and Rubane shoots a 3. And it's good, and it's a tie game. No, like I'm very emphatic. I feel like when I'm broadcasting, so I feel like that makes it fun for the viewers. And even I've had a couple people compliment me. Like one of the basketball players' dads, I think it was the second or third broadcast. He walked. Yeah.
Cole Johnson's dad.
Yeah, it was the one kid, Cole Johnson. He comes up and he's like, "Hi, I'm Cole Johnson's dad. You know, I'm so thankful you guys are doing this now." Because like he would watch like they'd play at Cabrini, so they watch Cabrini's broadcast. They have announcers. He'd watch ours.
We watched the Cabrini pod. Yeah, we.
Oh wait, yeah.
We watched Cabrini.
It was like
show.
freezing and it's like the score's changing and we're like, yo, why is it like what's happening?
They had their music.
But he's like,
Discount Metro
but like
Boomin.
he would watch ours, and it'd be dead silent. So they'd be like, they wouldn't have any idea of what's going on. He's like, I'm so thankful, like that, you know, now, like if I'm not able to get here, I'm able to watch the game, and I'm able to like, even if it's not perfect, I have an idea of what's going on. And like hearing that, I was like, damn, like this is like really,
Yeah.
like people are enjoying this, and that was one of the reasons why I picked, you know, going to Mary, because sports media here is like kind of new, like it's kind of a newer program. And I kind of looked at it like, if I can, you know, make like a mark here, 4 years from now, little Billy's looking at college. And he's like, I want to go into sportscasting, or I want to be a sports writer.
Yeah.
And he looks at Marywood, and he's like, you know, this Vincent Goldschmidt kid, you know, he's working for ESPN now, or he's doing this, and he went to Marywood. It's like, to have the future of people who want to go into sports kind of see me. I've always I want to be like a trailblazer in that sense here.
I think you're doing a great job too,
Yeah.
especially like also with your. I'm just going everywhere with your article writing for the Woodward as well. Like the sports section has always kind of been pretty lackluster.
Yeah. But now like you showed me, you were like, oh, I wrote these articles. I'm like, yo, we got articles about sports. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's dope. I wish we, like when I first came in, like there was stuff like this going on.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you said, you want to leave your mark here. It's like kind of the reason started this thing. Like our whole department knows of this. And like I had some guy walk up to me. I don't know the guy. Maybe I do. I don't know. I didn't recognize
Like a kid or a teacher? Or like,
No, like it was. I think it was. He was a pretty tall guy. Maybe basketball. I don't know.
that doesn't answer my question.
It was.
Was he,
it
was
was
he
a
our
student. It
age?
was-
Was he our age?
Vinnie, you good?
How old
Yeah,
was
he was like around our age.
Okay.
So like he
all I was
walked up to me. He was like, "Dude, I love what you're doing." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I love the podcast." I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, thanks." I'm like, I like people walk up to me and be like, "Yo, how can I get on the podcast?" Or like, "Yo, how like if you want to know how to get on the podcast, we have a form. Go fill it out."
Or you could just beg me and walk in here and be like, I'm going to come on the podcast.
I mean, but the thing is, like, situations lined up. We had to talk about the Super Bowl, and then we've been talking about doing an episode where we talk about fitness. I had no idea, so I guess like you just knew that, and then like
Jason
Jason
is
scheduled
all
you in, yeah.
knowing.
I hear
Jason's
one
up.
thing here and there, and I'm like,
Jason
I don't
is
think I
all
told the
knowing.
story though, but I got recognized while I was on duty from being in the
Oh.
podcast.
Really?
Yeah. I was doing an alcohol violation at Regina. I won't give you more information, but one of the RAs comes down. He's looking at me and he's like, "You look familiar. Do you go here?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I go here. Probably like saw him somewhere."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Are you on the Illest podcast?"
Yo,
I'm like,
wait, in Regina, when was this?
"This was like a few weeks ago.
I live
It
in
was
Regina.
it was a false, but like."
Maybe it was you. Maybe it was.
Were you hiding? There's people hiding. Were you one of the whole time?
But
but
when the fire alarm went off?
no, it was after that.
Oh,
But I was like in like uniform with like hat and everything. All, like this much of my face was showing. And it's like, you on the Illest podcast? I was like, yeah, it's me. It's one of the weirdest things, but it was great. It was such a
Yeah.
good feeling. And then he was asking me a bunch of questions. I was like, I don't know how to answer. I asked the questions. I don't answer the questions.
Yeah.
It's cool,
but
though.
it's like it's cool though.
It was so cool.
like
Yeah.
when things like that happens, like, oh, people actually know this. So I'm like, I was like, are people gonna know like in the future, like hopefully we continue to do this like in some way.
Yeah.
It's like, are people gonna like, yo, Illa started at Merriweather? Are people gonna look at it and like, yo, like, there's a podcast there. I wonder if I could go and I could start a podcast.
Yeah, well, we've even talked about it before, like through all the all the different programs, whether it be TVM or Woodward or whatever, cross promoting. So TVM promoting Illis promoting the Woodward, Woodward promoting VMFM, like finding a way to promote everything because. Like VMFM it's easy to promote because it's the only alternative. Mm-hmm. It reaches, hundreds of thousands of people in this area. So like that's the easiest. So that's why on there when I'll go and have my little talk breaks, I'll always shout out Ellis. Gotta rep. But like I'll shout out the Woodward. I'll shout out TVM because like people know about the radio station because anyone can listen to it. Mm-hmm. The other stuff, not many people know about because it's kind of just Marywood based.
Even then, like a lot of people that I'm meeting know of the podcast but don't know about the radio station. Like our own students don't know that we have a radio station.
Yeah.
That's just the problem with the content department in general. In the basement, no one knows.
We're in the basement. No one knows.
It's more about just like I feel like we have to promote ourselves, and that's like almost any time whether it's I post an article, I'm on the radio, I have the broadcast. I always try to put it on social media, like, hey, check this out, because who knows? Maybe you go down the rabbit hole, you look at one of my articles, and then you click on one of the other words, and then you see that we have VMFM, so you listen in, and then someone promotes TVM, and they listen to that, and then TVM promotes Illis. It's just trying to keep promoting because the only way we're going to get our name out there is by kind of like shoving it, by promoting it,
But you got to shove it in people's faces. Like I kind of did that with the podcast.
Yeah.
While Jason and I were still like planning it, this was last semester, like the start was just me and Jason in here with cameras, like iPads recording straight onto that. And that's what the start was. And it was like, I was shoving it in people's faces. Yo, I have a podcast coming out. Like, go subscribe to the channel right now. The channel is up. The art's up. Oh, there's no videos on there. I know, but there will be on Monday. Like, just wait. And then slowly we started uploading Mondays, and the Mondays and Thursdays became a thing. And then we went back to just Mondays, and now we're just on Mondays again. But it was like I was shoving it in people's faces until like it finally we got to the numbers that we're at today.
It's the only way you're gonna be able to find that, because like if you don't, you can have the best podcast in the world.
Yeah,
not better than us, but best podcast in the world. But like if you're not, you can record it. The editing could be great, the graphics, whatever. That could all be great.
Yeah.
But if you don't promote it, you just put it out there and you don't really say anything. No one's gonna know.
Yeah.
It's all about kind of just promoting it, kind of like pushing it in people's face. Yeah. And then you can only do it so much. If you shove and shove and shove and no one really wants to read it, then you cut your losses. But who knows? One person listens, one person watches. I'm like, oh, this is good. They tell the next person, and it keeps going. So just like promoting is the only way to.
And you don't know who's gonna watch it.
Exactly.
Like a person from like a big media company could watch and be like, yo, this is kind of dope. Let's partner up with them for something.
Exactly.
And then that could boost us into
Prime?
something, or like. Yo, I do love my Prime. I know this isn't a Prime, but like,
Prime.
Not Amazon Prime. Get Logan and KSI. Get them in here. Get them on the next podcast.
Well, according
Logan, KSI, Corey, you're gonna have to DM him.
I mean, according to me 2 days ago, Danny Duncan's come on the podcast.
Okay. Corey, contact Danny Duncan, Logan Paul, KSI.
Get a little
Jackson Mahomes. Yeah.
Get a little Illis impulsive combo.
Dude, that'd be kind of good.
Little dual podcast.
For me, it was always like I think I like went in like last year when the year started, I was like, dude, I love podcasts. I want to make a podcast. And then we made it. And now it's like this. And now we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger every episode.
Well, that's kind of what I did.
Like, awesome. And I love that you're doing it too, because not many people here put that first foot in.
It's all about kind of just being like outgoing and just being a go-getter. I know it's like cliche and everyone's like, oh, the only way you're going to get anywhere is by putting your foot in there. It's honestly like over quarantine, I was bored. I had nothing to do. So I started a baseball podcast because they had the abbreviated MLB season. So there was I always saw like this one app was called Anchor, so I did all like the editing.
Oh yeah,
and it was super.
We
cool.
know Anchor.
Yeah, so it was like super cool, and like I was like, I've always, I watched like Barstool podcasts, I'd watch like, MLB, so I'd watch like all these podcasts. I'm like, dude, that'd be cool. Let me try it out. So I tried it out for a little bit. It was fun. Once like we got back into the full swing of like school and quarantine was like a little more lax. I was like, all right, now I struggle to find time to get it done. Yeah. But yeah, it's just kind of taking the initiative, like. Oh, yeah. Like that, like if I didn't say anything to Kim, we wouldn't have had the basketball broadcast. I said something to her, and like I said, didn't expect her to do it this year. I was more planning for next year. But if I didn't say anything, that wouldn't have happened.
That's kind of what I did. I was like, last year I talked to you guys don't know Dr. Lawrence, but who knows Dr. Lawrence in this room? All right,
I barely know anyone here. Still a freshman.
Dr. Lawrence was a teacher here last year, my sophomore year. And then I asked him, I said, Dr. Lawrence, like, I like podcasts. What would you think if I started a podcast? He was like, that's an amazing idea. Do it. He was like, don't ask any more questions. Go do it. Make it happen. So I asked him and Ernie, I'm like, do you think we could get practicum for like doing a podcast? Because we know how much time and effort goes into this thing. Like a lot. like even some of the newer people that join in, they see like the text happening in the group chat and like it's like, yo, they're putting time and effort into it. Yeah. So it's like, can we get like school credit for this as well? And they were like, let us think about it. And then at the end of that semester, it got approved. Didn't happen until last semester. Yeah. But it was the same thing. It was having a conversation.
Well, because this is also something in, multimedia that you need to learn. The people behind the scenes have to, worry about audio, worry about editing. Yeah. On screen, you're getting the experience. The same way that you would with TVM or the Woodward or VMFM. Same way with all that. So this is another way of getting experience that way.
Yeah. There's this quote that you reminded me of. I'm not going to play it because that might be copyright on YouTube. But if I could find it, it's...
Copyright's a bunch of bogus.
Are we going to add the Cabrini, the little jazz music?
We should. Discount Metro Boomin. At one point, like a guitar came in after like 2 minutes.
Yeah. But it doesn't even fade out. It just stops. And then there's like 3 seconds of silence. It's, all right, so Cabrini...
Welcome back. Yeah. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Just so Cabrini's got the ball. It's like,
we definitely have a better...
Yeah, and the one thing, while Rubane looks for this quote, that I am looking forward to is each broadcast, and Soren can attest to this, is it's gotten better. The first one, it was just me. John, he joined in, so he was doing the broadcast with me. So the first couple games were up on the track. Then we moved down to the scores table, which, the referees are always in the way. Don't get me started about referees again, but still.
Well, as a photographer, I get it.
Yeah, but so even like looking forward to next year, maybe we get a camera person on the ground to, let's say someone gets fouled and they go to a free throw. You get the camera on them. We get another graphic where it shows, like obviously we're gonna read the stats when they're shooting the free throw and stuff like that. But then stats pop up. Any way to continue to improve it, because again, the same way that I'm promoting it, if we promote it and it's not that good of a product, people aren't going to want to see it. But if you promote it and it's a good product, people are going to want to see more of it.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing with this podcast too.
Yeah, it's we try to keep promoting, but at the same time we elevate. That was our biggest thing over the break. I was like, okay, we finished season 1. How do we make season 2 better? If for anyone wondering, season 2, the first episode of it was, I think, 16.
It's in a playlist. Just look at the playlist.
Yeah, if you look at the playlist, you'll see how we divided. But like the first episode we had with a bunch of guests, that is the beginning of season 2, and now we're still. It is our most popular. Yeah, and I was
only
like,
for a little bit.
I was like, how do we come back? Oh yeah, easy. Like 200,000 views
with Vinnie's promotions.
Oh yeah.
so it was like, how do we get better, right?
Yeah.
I know you guys have class at 1, right?
Nah, it's fine. we have a quiz. Professor Erndog will take it.
We have until 1:30. We're good.
Yeah. The quiz closed at 2. We're good. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. So here's the quote. The dude, it's a regular dude. I think he was on a podcast, and he was just like, just remember that average is the enemy. Success is your responsibility, and change can take place in an instant if you're willing to flip the switch.
Are you gonna add that to a song? You might. You should. That's a bar right there.
But it's already it's someone else's.
If you cite your sources, you'll be okay.
In the song, in text citation.
In text citation, it's like MLA format. Like at the end, it's like the citations. No, but I get it. It's like what we were talking about earlier. It's a switch. Mm-hmm. You flip the switch and you just go ahead for it. Like I did it for fitness. Yeah. Now I'm doing it towards social media. It's like, just put your all into it. Like if you want something to come out of it, put everything into it.
Especially in the sense like this is what we're going to college for. We're multimedia students. Like if it was something we're doing as a side gig, not to be like, oh, it'd be okay to like slack off on it, but it's not like but like this is what we're going here.
This is what we want to do.
This is what we want to do.
Yeah.
Why would we, kind of half-ass it? Like go fully in on it.
Yeah. It's our future here. This is it. Illis podcast.
This is it.
Illis podcast trademark.
Yeah.
Trademark.
You get trademark copyright.
Illis.inc. Should we
Illis Incorporated.
Illis Incorporated.
Get a building in New York.
Yeah.
There's a studio in Dixon City though. We can rent out. You know,
Honestly,
we have our own classroom.
Bigger
though.
and better
We're chilling,
things.
we're chilling.
I mean, but it's our own classroom and it's free.
but then you think no one would steal the banana.
Oh, somebody
yeah,
stole our banana. I'm so pissed.
and our wire.
Whoa, wait, they sold a second banana?
Yeah, they keep stealing it.
Yeah, Cameron put a note down there.
No touch
the most
banana.
intimidating note. That'll keep them away.
But they're not touching the actual dangerous materials and broken
Yeah,
glass.
we broke glass. We put the glass up there. We had a broken wire.
Maybe if you write
banana.
on the next banana, you write Illis on it. Maybe they'll leave
Oh,
it.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
you gotta get a
The Illis banana?
Illis branded banana.
They got rid of the cord though, the Mr. Miyagi cut. I
Yo,
had.
that was like a part of our history.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
SpongeBob karate
This is
chop.
supposed to be like our wall of stuff,
Yeah.
and now there's not enough stuff. It's just a,
I broke the glasses we had for the New Year's special.
yeah. What are we gonna do next New Year's?
You gotta get like a
Break more
ball
glass.
drop in here.
Yo, we should. Yo, if we're big enough, I'm calling it right now. If the like, you know
What
what?
do you mean? Universe's greatest
You know what?
podcast.
We are gonna be big enough. We'll do a live stream at 12 at like midnight, and
You're
then
gonna
we'll
be-
do
you're
our own ball drop.
We'll go to the roof and we'll drop it off.
Oh, Ian's here. Yo, Janelle,
that's
let
Ian.
him in.
Wait, let him in.
Let him in. Oh my god.
Oh, we have 3 minutes.
Ian,
Ian,
come here.
Ian, we have 3 minutes to outro.
Here, Ian, have a
What do you want to say? Wait, come here. Ian, come here. I was just gonna have to take mine, but
I'm gonna have chocolate all over me. Just have lunch.
so this episode goes before your episode because we're talking about the Super Bowl.
Right.
So like,
Sorry, buddy.
No, it's all right.
so like, say something.
Something. Hey, no, I'm kidding. That one. This one. All right. What's going on, guys? You'll see me next week. I'm really excited for you guys to.
Well, you'll see him in a couple of weeks. We have a couple of episodes.
Well, I
before.
mean, like, oh, you're coming up right now.
yeah.
Oh,
He's
okay.
Monday's episode. You're
Oh,
25.
That's a while.
Yeah.
You'll see me in a long time. But that's why you have to hit that subscribe button. If you don't, you're not gonna see me.
Yeah, if you want to see Ian in all of his glory, you gotta hit the subscribe button. Like, subscribe. You gotta hit the notification bell, right?
The bell.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. This is the best outro we've had.
All right, here's Jason again.
Wait. You want to come in with me in an outro? Like,
Should we sing all night?
We sing all night.
wait. What's the song? I will remember you.
I don't know this
When are you
song.
coming in?
Nah, you got it.
You
got it. If I knew it.
Oh, I don't know. It was just like a funny little thing.
I've been waiting all
Night for you.
This feeling just wants to
come
come
out.
out. You don't know
Can't keep these words out of my mouth. Concentration doesn't come to me. I might be crazy, you see. Yeah.
Yeah, you got the.
Quite right. Got me wishing in my life. I've been waiting all night for you. I've been waiting all night.
All right.
One night. Thank you for coming in, and thank you guys for watching. Vinny, thank you for coming on. Is there anything you want to shout out? We got like 30 seconds.
Like I said, check out all the Marywood stuff. TVM, VMFM, and the Woodward. Any support you guys can give us would be great.
And his broadcast for the games.
Yeah, you got to check out
Cool.
the broadcast. He's putting so much work into it.
The
But
end.
thank you guys for coming and watching. Of course, don't forget to hit the noti bell, subscribe, leave us a comment. What do you think about this episode? And of course, you got to check out the merch, the hottest merch in the game. I'm wearing it. I'm warm. I'm cozy. I'm looking hot in this thing. Thank you guys for coming in, and thank you for going. Of
course.
Better tomorrow.
Thank
We out.
you guys.
Ending.